Hey, wild in prison though? Hell no. Ain't they recording that shit though? They're wrong.
This information would circulate that Sid would be getting released on March 18th, 2021.
Oh, they didn't catch him leaving
to the jail and killing him.
I knew it.
By mistake.
Oh my God.
Shot and killed just feet from a raised gate. The
Feet
shooter
from
was
a raised
identified
gate? As soon as the gate was open, he didn't even leave the motherfucker? Opened up the gate, there's no guard out there. And then they just slid on him in front of the motherfucker. Hell no. What? He didn't even leave. It went. Y'all different in Philly. What it is, YouTube, man? Back with another little video today, you feel what I'm saying? Today we gotta say crazy video about 3 YBC members that was murdered, you feel what I'm saying? If y'all already know about YBC, they be getting it. They be slinging that fire, and Philly, they be taking over. But we gonna see these little videos talking about before we start though. Like the video, share, subscribe to the channel. Let's dive straight in and see what it's talking about. Yes, Lord.
Throughout 2017, 18, and 19, YBC members were making a name for themselves as rappers as well as gangsters, with the likes of J100 dropping songs like Pushin' the Gas with Satcho, or the song Portland with YBC Hemo and Lil Dre, and one time with Lil Dre where they dissed Ode to the 4. But it would be the middle of 2019 when YBC would suffer their first major loss, which massively escalated the gang war in their neighborhood. On the 29th of May 2019, an 18-year-old Joshua David Munson, better known by his friends as YBC Josh or Baby YBC, would be outside in YBC's hood on the 4200 block of Wyoling Avenue. At around 1:40 p.m, an unknown man would park his car near the Wyoling Avenue and quickly approach Josh on foot, opening fire, hitting him multiple times, before running back to his car and fleeing westbound. As the police would arrive at the scene, they would find Josh in critical condition and take him to the nearby Presbyterian Hospital, but unfortunately, 2 days later, on the 31st of May, Josh would pass away from his injuries. At the time, Josh's murder would seemingly receive very little coverage from the local media, but in 2021, his case would be picked up by the local 6 ABC television station for their series covering cold cases.
It's been 2 years since a teenager was gunned down on a sidewalk in Philadelphia's Parkside section. Now law enforcement hopes a big reward will urge someone to come forward to solve this case.
On Wednesday, May 29th, 2019, Joshua David Munson was along the 4200 block of Wyoling Avenue in Philadelphia's Parkside section. At 1:40 p.m., police were called to the area for a person with a gun.
Upon arrival, police observed the victim, who was later ID'd as Joshua Munson. He was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds and was taken to Presbyterian Hospital, where he was listed in critical condition.
Unfortunately, the 18-year-old died from his injuries on May 31st. Police have released some details on the suspect.
He said May 31st. That happened on May 20th. So he lasted 2 days, bro. 2 days that he was gone.
Vehicle.
Damn.
At the time of the shooting, police say a black male between 24 and 25 years old, wearing blue shorts and a white tank top, parked a gold Dodge Ram pickup on the corner of 42nd Street and Manchester Avenue, just around the corner from Munson. Police say the man exited the truck and jogged to Wyoling Avenue. They say the man then ran back to the truck immediately following the shooting and drove westbound on Mantua Avenue.
The city of Philadelphia is offering a $20,000 reward
20 racks.
for any information that
20
leads
racks.
to the conviction of the person.
Oh yeah, somebody snitching. 20,000. Somebody. Oh, 20,000. Yeah, I seen him do that. I seen him up his pipe. I actually seen him drive the car. You want the license plate of the car? Oh, I actually know his name. I know his mom too and his social. Oh God, they doing all that. They telling everything. 20,000. Hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie. Well, bro, right here, bro. If I'm a gang member, right, and this is just me saying, if I was, I would never indulge in this. I don't even promote this. I would never, ever, ever. If I'm in the streets, right, and I know my gang's slanging iron, I know they smoking ops, I know who my ops is, I know a lot of people don't like us, I know a lot of people want to murder us, this and that, right? I'm not about to be walking up the sidewalk by myself. Now, if I'm with my homies, maybe, but I'm not about to be walking by myself. I don't know, bro. Had Blick on him. I don't know. I'm not doing that by myself, bro. Like you would, bro. You gonna have to watch every single goddamn car that come down the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like hell no, bro. I would not want to even live like that, bro. I wouldn't. Every car. He's sitting in the car. You gotta scope out every car like hell no, bro. See, that's what that life lead to, bro. That's why that shit ain't it. Hell
All you have to do is call the Citizens Crime Commission tip line at 215-546-TIPS. All calls will remain anonymous.
Okay.
The motive was unknown. There was nothing taken that we were aware of, and it's just another senseless killing of a teenager.
In his 2024 vlog with the YouTuber Brandon Buckingham, YBC Daw would reflect on losing Josh while stood outside of his house.
Really?
I got a video of Josh right now. He said, when you come to my crib, throw some rocks at my back window. Like, that's our first loss. That's our first YBC loss. Wow. Oh, he pissing right here, but look, right here.
What the hell?
It's Josh's crib right there.
He passed?
Yeah, he passed away. I got him tatted on my face. Right here.
Oh,
for
wow.
Josh, too. Like, all my homies booked, bro. Don't you know I just was telling you about Josh, right? I was right here tagging up. Josh was supposed to come meet me. No, I was taking a week. I was supposed to go meet him at the corner of the block. All I heard is gunshots. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm hearing gunshots right now.
Bro, that's good, but all I'm hearing is gunshots. Boom, boom, boom. Bro, my man Band Up Yaz come around the corner. He said, bro, Josh, bro. I just broke down crying. I'm like,
he was
dying.
So he was walking that corner because he was trying to link up with him. That's crazy.
Sorry to hear that. Rest in peace.
Damn.
Block right here, bro.
It was the death of Josh that took things to a whole new level in the streets for YBC members. In fact, people on Reddit would later describe Josh as being like the O.D. Perry of YBC. O.D. Perry being the young man who the infamous O Block in Chicago, real name Parkway Gardens, is named after, with his death taking place all the way back in 2011. This comparison likely meaning that just like the death of O.D. had been pivotal to many of the youngsters from Parkway due to O.D. being such a loved member, and that this being one of the first major losses to really hit home for many of them. Similarly, for the youngsters in YBC, the loss of Josh likely meant the beginning of a new, much darker era defined by the need for revenge. And just like how the death of O.D. Perry would escalate the existing gang war and start a new string of back and forth killings on the south side of Chicago, the death of Josh would lead to a seemingly endless cycle of violence in West Philly and beyond. In the months that followed, YBC members would stay heavily active in music. J100 continued dropping songs like Turn Up Part 2, Steppers, and 130, and Reek 1200 dropped the Pain song His Story, followed by the melodic track.
Yeah, they all made
the young YBC members still had a lot of potential in music, but the pull of the streets would be strong too, and members would be looking to avenge YBC Josh. 10 months after the death of Josh, on the 2nd of March 2020, a 19-year-old Nifeek Hawkins, known in the streets as Bud or Buddy, was playing basketball at the playground on 39th and Olive, located in the Mantua neighborhood, not far from where Josh had lost his life. However, Buddy was seemingly not from the area, but rather from the neighborhood whose set claims the 62nd and Callow Hill. But anyway, while on the busy court playing a pickup game with other people, someone would suddenly approach Buddy, shooting him numerous times in the torso and legs. Damn. Buddy too would be transported to the nearby Presbyterian Hospital, where he would unfortunately pass away. And while the basketball court had seemingly been full of people, nobody would provide any description of the shooter or shooters.
Hell no. We already know we see something, we ain't snitching. We is not snitching. We don't know which we got shot. We don't know what happened. We was all running. That's it. Did you see what he looked like? Nope. I don't even know. I was running for my life. I heard gunshots. I just seen. I don't know, bro. I can't think. Oh, what? Take a second. Think. Hold on. Like, nah, motherfucker. I ain't see shit. See, they instead of seeing they op in jail, they rather get back. On God, I'm telling y'all that shit.
Court in Mantua this evening. The shooting happened on the 3900 block of Olive Street around 5 o'clock. Police say the victim was shot multiple times. At this point, police have not discovered a motive, and no one has been arrested.
Turning new information about a deadly shooting on a basketball court in Philadelphia's Mantua section. It happened just after 5.
Someone's flying a plane outside.
Yesterday afternoon on the 3900 block of Olive Street. The 19-year-old victim was pronounced dead a short time later. Investigators now say the victim was shot several times and was indeed the intended target. Witnesses say a game was going on at the time, but it's unclear if the victim was playing or watching. There were 30 people clustered around the victim when officers arrived at the court. Still, so far, there's no description of a shooter or shooters.
Once again, the murder of Buddy would receive limited coverage from the local press beyond these initial reports, although his name would be included in the long list of gun violence victims that the local newspapers would report on during the summer of 2020. But as Philadelphia was beginning to experience a wave of gun-related killings not seen in generations, much like many other major cities in America, however, it does seem that there were eventually people charged for this murder, although unsurprisingly, the Philly news media would fail to report on it. According to online rumors, 2 people would allegedly be charged for the murder, one of them known in the streets as YBC Von. And then, in 2022, a rapper called Tay Savage 215 from the 62nd and Callow Hill set, also known as Hoopers or Blow for Bud in honor of Buddy, would post an Instagram story of members from his set allegedly catching Von in prison and beating him up.
They wild in prison though? Hell no. Ain't they recording that shit though? They're wrong.
In 2024, during their vlog with the British YouTuber Khadija, a rapper called Remu from the Hoopers would pay tribute to their fallen friends, including Buddy or Bud.
What's a hooper?
What's a hooper?
I lost my homie. I lost my homie Ja. You feel me? Long live Ja and all that. You feel me? All the bros, we all like.
I thought you turned around for the ops.
We lost Ja. His name was Ja the Hooper though. Like, you feel me? And we just be hooping for Ja. Like, you could apply hooping. We apply hooping to everything we do. Like, you get in the studio. You working, it's like putting up shots in practice, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like performing all that, that's like the game. Like we do a lot of, like, we just hoop. Like, so we the hoopers, like. And it mean a lot to us, you feel me? Cause it is really for our homie, like me personally, you feel me? It's really for my homie. So doing this, we lost homies to the system, we lost homies to gun violence, long live Ja, long live Crazy Will, long live Steve Drive. Feel me? We lost a lot of homies. You feel me? The bros got long live Bug. You feel me? It's a lot of homies.
Homie Quan, you know what I'm saying?
Meanwhile, also in 2024, during his vlog with Brandon Buckingham, YBC Duel would visit the basketball court where this happened and say that the last time he was there was when Bud died. Before
hell no!
As well as saying that this was J100's block.
When on the last time I've been in this park? Well, Bud died.
He
bro,
laughed.
I come to this park ever since then, bro. Bro, that was my right hand man, bro. This J100 block right here, like this, where J100 to be at right now. This J100 block. Put your burn up. Put that burn up, bro.
A few months after the murder of Buddy, J100 continued dropping music, like the tracks What I Do and Havoc in July, and after that, he dropped a song titled Stand on Business, where Jay rapped about his gang spinning blocks on their ops and putting in work, as well as ending the song with a tribute to Josh. But interestingly, he wouldn't diss Buddy by name, as it would be a few years before YBC rappers would begin openly dissing Buddy in their music. Buddy would go on to be a name that would be heavily disrespected by members of YBC who rapped, but then of course, nobody would go harder than Mr. Disrespectful himself, who would frequently say in his music that he's smoking Buddy, or pointing out that he got shot 16 times in the park. Clearly, after the murder of their beloved friend YBC Josh, the murder of Buddy meant a lot to the surviving YBC members, but naturally, Buddy's friends and affiliates would be equally devastated, looking to get revenge of their own, particularly a young man by the name of Sidney Sessoms, aka Sid or Fro, who would later be described as a major problem in the streets for YBC. Sid came from 39th Street and was seemingly a fearless shooter when it came to the beef with YBC, with rumours circulating on Reddit that he was responsible for the murders and shootings of numerous rivals. Apparently following the murder of Buddy, there were numerous shootouts that Sid got involved in, including a rumoured shootout near 38th Street close to where Sid lived, where he was hit but survived, which could well be this mass shooting reported on 38th and Poplar in August 2020, where two of the surviving victims would be 18-year-old males, this age possibly matching that of Sid at the time. A few months after Buddy's murder, another person was shot and killed, a man named Brashawn Hall, aka BL. According to CBS News Philadelphia, at 9:30 p.m. on September the 28th, 2020, a 21-year-old was shot multiple times in the head and pronounced dead at the scene in the 900 block of Belmont Avenue, with the police and news attending the scene to record a report.
Tonight, Philadelphia police say
Buddy really slinging that fire. He wild, real
execution style in Belmont. It happened at Belmont and Westminster Avenues around 9:30. Investigators say the gunman fired 15 shots at the victim near his house. They are looking for a tan car seen speeding away from that area. So far, no arrests or motive in this case.
A few weeks later, BL would have his funeral, which would be live streamed on Facebook for friends and family. BL was from 43rd and believed to be a casualty to Sid's set from 39th. As a result, members from 39th, like Sid, became even bigger targets of their various surrounding rivals. In one of the most senseless killings in this story, a few months later when Sid had been sent to jail for an unknown charge, false information would circulate that Sid would be getting released on March 18th, 2021.
Oh, they didn't catch him leaving.
To the jail and killing
I knew it
by mistake.
Oh my God. Wait, he said by mistake.
Sid would be getting released on March 18th, 2021.
I already knew he was going to say.
Sliding to the jail and killing a man named Rodney Hargrove by mistake, thinking.
Oh, so they seen that they op was getting out of prison or out the jailhouse, and they try to do what they always do in Chicago. They try to pull one of the Chicago gangster moves. They try to catch the op leaving the jailhouse. You feel what I'm saying? But I guess someone else got out the jailhouse and they thought it was him, and they caught the wrong dude lacking. They killed the wrong dude. Y'all, they unalived the wrong dude. Y'all tweaking on God.
Not even close.
Wow.
Rodney Hargrove Sr. says the pain and heartbreak of his son's murder, Rodney Hargrove Jr. won't go away.
That shit crazy.
March 18th, Hargrove was shot and killed outside the Curran Farmhold Correctional
They thought it was
Facility.
him. Oh my God.
and he telling me my baby was gone.
Hargrove took this video just moments after his release.
Wow!
He was shot and killed just an hour after being let out of the correctional facility. His family has now filed a wrongful death and civil rights lawsuit. After his early morning release around 1 a.m., the prison transported Hargrove across the street to a bus stop. While waiting on a ride, Hargrove ran back onto prison grounds because he was being chased by a car. It's not clear why, but investigators say there was no guard at the gate and the car followed Hargrove.
Damn.
He was shot and killed just feet from a raised gate. The shooter
from
was
a raised gate? As soon as the gate was open, he didn't even leave the motherfucker? So you telling me they opened up the gate, there's no guard out there, and they just slid on him in front of the motherfucker? Hell no. What? He didn't even leave. It wasn't one of them situations 30 minutes away. It wasn't one of them situations, oh, he stepped out, he hopped in the car, this and that. What the fuck? Y'all different in Philly.
Innocent was simply mistaken for Sydney. This didn't stop YBC rappers like Dull making fun of this innocent man's murder.
Oh, I know.
On his track F5 that he thought he was smoking on Sid, but the whole time he was smoking on Rodney, and that they kill anyone they catch on their ops block, regardless of who it is. The shooter, responsible, Amin Hurst, would turn out to be an incredibly deadly factor in the streets, responsible for numerous murders. But we'll be covering his story in more detail later. But even after murdering an innocent man in a case of mistaken identity, YBC shooters were not done, and they would continue their relentless campaign to try and get Sid. Things would escalate again in May 2021 after Sid was released from jail when he was allegedly caught outside his home and shot out by the ops. With this incident taking a tragic turn as the bullets didn't strike their intended target, but instead wounded Sid's 6-year-old sister who had been playing.
Oh, does this motherfucker got a shield posting or like a shield bubble or something? What the fuck? Every time they try to smoke, bro, he seemed to find a way out of this. How the hell was this happening? Real talk. Like, what the fuck?
A 6-year-old girl has been shot in a drive-by shooting.
Wow,
in the
you shot a 6-year-old sister,
though? Avenue.
Now, police say it was about 3:40 this afternoon in the 3800 block of Wyalusing in the Mantua section. The little girl was playing outside. Suddenly, a group of young men came running towards her, apparently being followed by men in a dark-colored sedan. Shots rang out, striking parked cars and homes, and as it turns out, the 6-year-old girl. She ran to her parents, who were sitting in their car, and told them that she had been shot in the leg. She was then taken to Children's Hospital for treatment. Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw rushed to the scene when she heard a 6-year-old had been shot. Here's what she had to say.
It's disgusting yet again that I'm here speaking to you about a 6-year-old getting shot, but what's also very striking to me is that the 6-year-old had the wherewithal to tell her parents that she had been shot.
That's crazy.
How does a 6-year-old know what getting shot is like? How does a 6-year-old know what bullets sound like or what, gunfire sounds like? And how does she...
Miss Ma'am, are you dumb as hell? Do you see where the hell they live? Do you see what the hell where they live at? I swear to God, bro, I hear gunshots in my neighborhood all the time. It's normal. I don't even jump. I don't think about it. It's normal, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that shit normal. And you gotta know what's around in your environment. You gotta know what's going on as a child. You, as a parent, you have to tell your child, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You can't just leave your child blinded and your child don't know what's going on, and then next thing you know, something happens, your child don't know what to do. You feel me? Like,
she know.
You feel me? Like, come on.
She know what a bullet wound looks like. That is what's so heart-wrenching for me.
Police say the area is well known to them, the scene of several recent shootings between apparently rival gangs.
Less than 24 hours after being shot in the leg, a very brave 6-year-old girl limped to her home on Wyalusing Street Tuesday afternoon. Her parents, asking not to be identified, tell Fox 29, thankfully she's going to be okay.
As long as she's okay, I'm okay.
Hey,
that's all that matters.
They would have been dissing her bad. Oh my God.
Was an innocent bystander simply riding her bike outside her home Monday just after 3 when gunshots rang out. She was shot once and raced to the hospital. The girl's dad says it's time to move.
Duh! Why would you stay there to begin with?
Our children know about gunshots and everything.
Police have recovered surveillance video of the vehicle used in this drive-by shooting. They continue to say at this point that this looks like it's connected to some other shootings in the area, that it's a back and forth between two groups. They're tracking some leads and hope to make an arrest.
Sid and his sister would survive this incident, and the family would ultimately move across town to Port Richmond, also known as Little Poland due to the neighborhood's large Polish community. But unfortunately, even moving away from the immediate surroundings of the escalating gang war couldn't save Sid, and eventually he would get get caught by his ops, who worked out where he was
So you
living.
did
But even
get
more
caught.
unfortunate is the fact that he was allegedly on house arrest during this time. Therefore, once his enemies had his address, it was as simple as going to his home and getting the job done. Some rumors have circulated that Sid's killers actually knew that he was at home because he was online playing video games, meaning he must have been inside the house. With disrespectful lyrics from YBC Doll coming out years later,
How the hell did you know he was at home playing the goddamn video game? You had his gamer tag, man. What the fuck? Y'all seen he was appearing online? Oh yeah, he at the crib. We better go get him. What the fuck? What the fuck? Y'all different. I ain't even gonna lie. What the fuck?
He was killed. It would all come to
Y'all
an end on
tweaking.
September the 16th,
I swear to God.
2021, when two YBC shooters traveled to Sid's home on 2900 block of Wakehill Street in
And it was on
Richmond
his porch?
and opening fire. According to the DA's office, two shooters would arrive at the door, opening fire, and then chasing 19-year-old Sydney into his home, shooting him as well as his father, who fortunately ended up surviving the attack that would end up taking Sydney's life. The shooting would have an element of overkill, or as Philly rappers would say, Sydney was overcooked. Besides the DA's office stating that Sydney was shot in the chest, at least one news report would claim that Sydney was actually shot in the nose, with rumours circulating online that he was shot so badly in the face that his nose was gone. And
Oh my
YBC Doll would
God.
later rap about the incident on his song Dynamic Duo, referring to the exact date of the murder and saying that Sydney, aka Fro, had been killed with a switch on his couch, the hail of bullets
switch,
literally
though.
destroying his face. However, many news reports seem to indicate that Sydney was in fact killed in the doorway of his home. Sydney's brother Samuel, or Sam Sessoms Jr., is actually a talented basketball player who played for several different college teams, including Binghamton Bearcats, Penn State Nittany Lions, and Coppin State Eagles. And he now plays abroad for French basketball team Stade Rocieles in the
French
city of La Rochelle.
basketball
A lengthy
team.
post was made in 2021 profiling him and his journey to stay out of the streets, explaining how good students and talented athletes are usually off limits when it comes to gangsters. And he would even appear alongside his father in an interview about his basketball career, where his father would get emotional about his efforts to give his sons a better life.
I'm about to get emotional. Like, he's a great kid. Like, I say this all the time. When you have a son or a daughter, you want them and you give them your namesake, they probably don't even know it, but you put them at a level. And he done surpassed it. He done surpassed it. Right? If God took me today, I'm happy. And I mean that. I mean that.
I grew up on loyalty. Where we from, like a lot of places, like where I'm from really built me. You know, but I guess it's been times.
What
like,
block?
I'm from 39th and Walloosa, 39th Street. But it's all
at the bottom.
Yeah, that's the bottom. That's the heart of the bottom.
Yeah, it's the bottom.
That's the heart of the bottom.
However, he has at times taken to social media to warn people about dissing his brother. The shooter of Sid was a prominent member of YBC affiliated YFA set named Arshad Curry.
Oh, we know, bro. We know, bro, and we know, bro, right here is a demon. And he crashing out. He don't give a damn.
Also known as Courier
Oh,
or Most
shit,
Wanted,
he's
a
the
name
one that
reflecting
did
his
that?
wild reputation in the streets. To make things even more crazy, after the murder of Sid and escaping the home, in the course of taking the police on a chase, he would open fire on officers that were responding to the shooting, but fortunately he didn't injure them, allegedly firing 6 shots at 2 to 3 uniformed police officers who chose not to return fire for the safety of civilians, instead taking chase. Curry then fled the scene and tried to hide under a car, where he was found and arrested, with the news soon reporting on this wild night of violence soon after it happened.
We begin tonight with a deadly ambush in Port Richmond. A gunman shot and killed a 19-year-old man and wounded a 49-year-old believed to be the teenager's father. The gunman fired through the screen door of their home on the 2900 block of Wakehill Street. Police say the gunman also fired at police officers as they pursued him down the street. They arrested the gunman on Monmouth Street. No officers were hit by the gunfire. The surviving victim is in stable condition.
One of the latest incidents of gun violence in Philadelphia has torn a family apart and put police in harm's way. Police were going after a suspect in a double shooting that killed a 19-year-old man when they came under fire themselves. Two gunmen walked up to a front porch on the 2900 block of Wakehill Street in the Port Richmond section last night.
But like,
police
bro,
say the pair
like,
started...
bro, for you to like break in your ops crib while running that motherfucker and murder somebody is wild. Like, I understand y'all hate each other. Y'all gang member this, gang member that. Don't rock with bro. Cross that line, he get hit with that fire. You feel what I'm saying? If I see him, it's on sight, yeah. But like, bro, for you to break in his crib because you seen bro online on the game, my nigga, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, that shit throwing me off, bro. Like, you built different, bro. And you crashed out for your gang and look where you at in a cell. Like, that shit, bogus.
It's shooting
bogus
through
as
a
hell.
screen door The teenager was fatally shot, along with a 49-year-old man believed to be his father. Police arrived on the scene quickly and were alerted to an area where people said a suspect had fled. That's when they themselves faced that gunfire.
So we believe that our suspect fired at least 6 shots at 2 or 3 full uniformed police officers. They are very, very lucky they didn't get hit. They didn't even return fire because there were a lot of people out on the streets, but they did chase this individual.
Police officers found the suspect hiding under a vehicle with a handgun and placed him in custody. There's no word on the whereabouts of the second suspect.
Philadelphia police are looking for a second gunman in a shooting that killed a teenager and wounded his father. The 19-year-old and his 49-year-old father were shot inside a home on Weichel Street in Port Richmond just after 8 o'clock. The son died at the hospital. His father is in critical but stable condition. Police say while they were at this scene, someone fired shots at them. Officers did not return fire and were injured.
At the police
later arrested the suspected shooter.
As the killer of Fro, aka Sid, Curry would be a popular topic of discussion amongst Philly drill fans, and after his arrest, people would post details about his case, labeling him a crash out. People would also post Fro on Reddit, saying how he was YBC's biggest problem, and the fact that Curry had taken him out was massive news. But Curry had been incredibly sloppy, and even shooting at the police when trying to escape meant that he was definitely cooked when it came to trial. Apparently the prosecution
he was cooked either way. In his mind, he probably thinking, okay, I know I just did this. They know I did this. I'm not getting out. I know I'm not getting out. I'm going to do everything in my power to get away. That's probably what he was thinking. Honestly, bro, he already knew there was no getting out of that. So he said, fuck it. And started, it ain't right, but like that's probably what he was really thinking, bro. I'm not going to lie to y'all.
As well as Curry's phone, which contained evidence tying him to the case, giving prosecutors basically everything they needed to put him away. His defense would try to argue that he was a victim of his surroundings, but this ultimately didn't have any pull with the court, and Curry was ultimately sentenced to 42.5 to 85 years of state incarceration, not just for the murder of Sydney, but also for 2 other alleged murders, which we'll be discussing later in this story. Ultimately, though, the murder of YBC Josh was a major catalyst in escalating the war amongst members of YBC and their opposing gangs. And while for a period of time, Sydney from 39th Street was allegedly a formidable force against YBC, his brazen murder in his own home showed that YBC members were willing to crash out completely to defend their gang.
That's crazy,
ultimately,
man.
This sequence of events meant that both Sydney and Curry, 2 of the deadliest shooters from their respective blocks, were now off the streets for good. 2020 had been a bad year for Philly, but unfortunately, 2021 would turn out to be even worse. The yearly homicide rate pushing past even the numbers at the height of the crack epidemic in the early 90s. But unfortunately, for the streets of Philly, Curry was by no means the only deadly member of YBC, and soon after, another young man would emerge, proving himself to be even more deadly than those that came before him. A teenage shooter, allegedly responsible for the killing of the innocent man Rodney Hargrove, who YBC thought was Sydney outside the jail. It turned out he would actually take the lives of 3 other people before eventually being caught. And just like Curry, he wouldn't go down without a fight either. But in this case, rather than shooting at the police before he was caught, this teenage gangster, facing 4 bodies, would end up escaping jail before his trial, taking the Philadelphia police on a statewide manhunt that shocked and embarrassed the authorities in Philadelphia at every single level.
Hold on, how the hell did you escape jail? I need to see this. I need to see this. I want him to drop that. How the hell did you escape jail? What the fuck? You wild and you different, bro. You was a demon. You killed 4 people, right? You killed motherfuckers. Was finna go to jail. Are you in jail and then you escaped that motherfucker? I don't know if you had a court date or something. What the hell, bro? That shit crazy, bro. These motherfuckers out here wilding, man. But y'all stay safe. Step out the way. Don't throw your life away for no gang, bro. That shit bogus. Throw your life away for your dreams, for everything you want, for the things that motivate you, for actually your real family. And when I say throw it away, I mean do it in a good way. Sacrifice, have discipline, and do what you gotta do. Achieve all your goals, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Cause this, you ain't gonna get nowhere. Literally nowhere. Dead or in jail. You already seen it, bro. Like crashed out for the game. You got me fucked up. And they young and dumb, man. And this for all the teenagers too, bro. 15, 16, 17, 18, even 19, bro. I'll say this, bro. You don't know shit about life. You don't know nothing. Nothing. You think you know everything. You don't know nothing. Promise you, I was the same way. I thought I knew everything. 19 hit me, everything changed just like that. You feel what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all feel about this video. Y'all in the churches, stay safe. Step out the way. Like the video, share, subscribe to the channel. It's on with y'all, man.